This is a quick refresher of 7th grade probability. When getting the probability of an event occurring, it could be used as a fraction. The probability of the event is the number of favorable outcomes over the number of possible outcomes. So you could write it as a fraction, a decimal, or a percent. If it's a sure thing, it's definitely going to happen 5 out of 5 times or 10 out of 10 times. That's a probability of 1 or 100%. Or if it's impossible, it can't happen, you have a probability of 0 or 0%. So let's take a check here. Mary chooses an integer at random from 1 to 6. What is the probability the integer she chooses is prime? So probability prime, I always like to do the denominator first. How many outcomes could there be? There are 6 different outcomes, 1 through 6. How many of those are prime? So from 1 to 6, 1 is not prime, 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime. Those are your numbers that have exactly 2 factors, 1 in itself. So that's 3 favorable outcomes, 1, 2, 3, out of the 6 total numbers that you could choose. Number 2, 3 high school juniors, Reese, Matthew, and Chris, are running for student council president. A survey is taken a week before the election asking 40 students which candidate will they vote for in the election. The results are shown in the table. Based on the table, what is the probability that the student will vote for Reese? Express your answer as a fraction and a decimal. So probability that you are going to have Reese, again, I always like to do the denominator first. The total number of votes would be 40. That's your denominator. The numerator is how many favorable there are. That's how many are choosing Reese. That's 15 out of 40, which could be reduced to 3/8. To get it as a decimal, I could just put 15 divided by 40 in the calculator, 0.375. Okay. A bag contains 8 green marbles, 5 white marbles, 2 red marbles. What is the probability of drawing a red marble? Probability red. The denominator is going to be the total number of marbles, which is 15. How many are red? 2 favorable outcomes out of the 15. We have assorted sunflower seeds. When the first 25 are bloomed, so this is the total right here. 11 white, 5 red, 3 blue. They don't tell us how many are yellow. Find the probability. It's yellow. Well, they gave us the total was 25. We have to find how many are yellow. Well, this adds up to 19. So in order for them to all add up to 25, this would have to be 6. So it's 6 out of the 25 are yellow. Last part of this review is talking about the probability of an event not occurring. It is always going to be 1 minus the probability that it does occur. So if the probability that it will rain on Thursday, probability rain is 5 out of 6, then the probability it will not rain is 1 minus 5 out of 6, which is 6 over 6 minus 5 over 6, or 1/6, right there. A gumball machine contains gumballs 5 different colors. They give us the colors. The machine dispenser randomly selects 1 gumball. What is the probability? So let's first find the total number. I think I could split screen. Yes, after the first time. So I'm going to do 36 plus 44, 15 plus 20 plus 5. So there's a total of 120 gumballs. Of course, I already forgot that number. Was it 120? It was. Okay, so probability that it's green, 20 green out of 120 gumballs. Not green, well, if 20 out of 120 are green, not green would be 1 minus that. I know you guys don't have to really show this. And I'd get 100 out of 120. So these two together have a sum of 1. Or 120 over 120. Okay, green and not green. Not orange, so I could add up everything that's not orange, but if I know that the probability that it's orange is 5 out of the 120, that's easier than to figure out that not orange is going to be the other 115 out of the 120. And not a color in the American flag, so probability that it's not red, white, or blue, so probability green or orange is again out of the 120. Green and orange is 25 out of 120. Final answer. So very basic, but you'll need to be able